I was like, man, if I can run a nail salon from Iwakuni to Lima, Peru in South America, never step foot, and kind of make it work, imagine what I could do if I'm there. You know what I'm saying? So I always had an idea. And then I was already, at that time I was already a professional mixed martial artist. And I was looking at what is my end state? Am I going to fight for the rest of my life? Am I going to do this? It's just like a Marine. A fighter's time frame is small, right? The Marine will give you 20 years. After that, your knees, your body start hurting. You can't be a Marine forever, right? At one point, they'll kick you out, master guns, you're out, right? So what do you do then? You're not old in the civilian sector. You're old in the Marine Corps, right? When you get out at 40, you're like, oh, crap, this is old. But when you get in the civilian sector, people start new careers at 40. There's cops that, they just started a career at 38, 39. So I started thinking about opening my school. What do I need to do? I need to become a really good instructor, because there's a difference of fighting and knowing what to do something, how to do something, and knowing how to coach, how to be an instructor. So I took a lot of courses in the Marine Corps, a lot of courses that would require me to stand in front of people and talk and not to say a bunch of times and keeping my hands in place. Marine Corps martial arts instructor course taught me how to teach properly, eat up,
Absolutely.
Eat up afraid to imitate practice, right? All this stuff, it was just like I'm absorbing it, because I knew at one point it was going to be my time to put it all out there and get some fruits back, right? And it worked just like that. It was kind of, we got orders after Afghanistan. My wife, she wasn't my wife at the time, got orders to Fort Leonard Wood to become a military police instructor. And I head over there too. We got married and they gave me orders over there. Was there for 3 years, 2.5 years as an MP, and then it was my time to re-enlist. I was a staff sergeant then, and I was planning to stay in, but at that point I already opened my gym in St. Robert, and it was small. It was like maybe 5,000 square foot, and it went great. I wasn't expecting the gym to go like that. We had mats, we had a cage, and a boxing ring, and basically we had some friends that I was teaching home base, some Army guys, for free. And then when I told them, hey guys, I'm planning to open a school home base, are you guys with me? Yep. I had like 20 guys that were in there paying their dues. Next thing you know, somebody told somebody, and then some kids start showing up. And man, we were like 100 members in, 150 members in. And after 6 months of doing that, and we were only open from 5:30 in the afternoon to 9 p.m. at night, Monday through Friday, on Saturday, right? So imagine doing that while you're an instructor in the Marine Corps, waking up at 4:30 to run your Marines, teach them all day long military police stuff. And if you can get out at 1700, if you can get out at 5 p.m., it was like magic, right? So I would put my sergeants like, hey, sergeant, you got it, just close it down, everything, And I started getting bad looks from the first sergeant, because I was making money on the outside and I was kind of leaving work, not early, but on time, And it was creating friction at work. So that's when I turned to math. I look at what was coming in for our business. And at the time, I think it was roughly around $14,000 a month the gym was making. And me being a staff sergeant in the Marine Corps, right? I was like, man, in 3 months, I'm making what I would make in a year if I was single, just a staff sergeant, right? My wife was a gunny at the time. And I look at my wife and say, listen, man, my re-enlistment is up in 2 weeks. I know I got all I have to do is go sign the papers and I'm good. But we invested in this gym. My wife and I put our blood, sweat, and tears into this business. I don't think I can do it both. I'll do this justice to my Marines, or I do this justice on the, injustice to the school. Right. My wife is like, do what you want to do. I love, I'm going to stay in the Marine Corps. I'm going to do 20 and I'm going to be out. So when she said that, man, I went over to the first sergeant and said, sorry, man, I'm not re-enlisted. I'm out in 2 weeks. And you know how that went on the chain of command, right? Because no tap steps. I hadn't done anything. They're like, what? You can't do that? They all freaking went crazy. But at the end, I was like, I'm not signing. I'm not, they're trying to give me a page 11 for not telling my chain of command I was leaving. I was like, man, it's my career, it's my life,
Right. Like.
And after that, man, it was like the best thing I ever did, because I was free, essentially. So I started opening my gym at 5:30 in the morning, like I did when I was a Marine. And now I got a whole different crowd of the drill sergeants from Fort Leonard Wood coming in and training early, weightlifting. So we added a weightlifting program. I got all the moms that were dropping their kids off at school at 8 o'clock and then coming back down and doing yoga, doing CrossFit. So we put a whole new program. I got a great instructor, Luana King. Shout out to Luana King over there phenomenal instructor. She was a CrossFit certified instructor, and she was just an athlete. She was from Brazil, and I remember this, man. She came to my gym, and she was kind of crying a little bit when she came in, right? And I was, hey, you're all right? Big old belly. She was pregnant, 8 months pregnant, and she told me that the CrossFit gym a couple blocks away had fired her because they thought that she was taking customers to her house and training them and kind of undercutting the gym, right? And my first thought is like, who the hell fires a 9 months, 8 months old pregnant woman that is working at your gym, man?
Yeah,
so I felt so bad.
Help. She doesn't need to make sure she takes care of family or anything.
Oh my God, I felt so sad. And I was like, listen, we're a martial arts school. We don't have weights, but yes, come in. We do whatever we need to do. What do we need to start your program? She said, all I need is like one barbell, a couple kettlebells, and we can make a program kind of like that, you know? And man, I was like, I was on it. I was no longer a Marine anymore. I had all the time in the world. So I got 2. And then next thing you know, she started bringing customers from the other gym that loved her. And we had like 20, 30 people in our gym.
Yes.
That were no martial art related at all. They were just good people. And next thing you know, I was like, I see the investment. So I went in, I make some phone calls. I had some money set aside. I'm gonna, we put in a 24-foot pull-up rig. We bought 24 bars. I think we got about 4,000 pounds of rubber bumper plates, artificial turf. We put it on the whole 5,000 square foot on the bottom, and we never looked back after that. And she was the catalyst for the whole movement. A year later after that, we moved the school to Waynesville, Missouri. So we took over a Dollar General. A big Dollar General was empty.
Oh, nice.
And then, so we had roughly almost 10,000 square foot facility there. And then I put in 24-hour access for the people that just want to come in and train on their own. We bought ellipticals, rowers. I mean, you can imagine, we have tanning beds in the place, sauna, you know what I'm saying? So I would have never done that if I didn't get out of the military when I did, because I couldn't have the funds, because I wasn't generating enough revenue by me being there all day long. And when you're sitting there in a desk between 11:30 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon when the gym is empty, that's where what else can I do? What can I start? Let me start a lunch class for the kids, homeschool program for the kids. And now all the homeschool kids that had nothing to do between those empty hours of the gym, I had like 30 kids doing physical training and all this other stuff. And I realized it's like, man, the more I push myself, the more I invest in myself, somehow I'm just making it better, you know? Then I met Todd and Holly, were strength and conditioning coaches in our new facility. Awesome people. He was a retired Army. He retired from the Army, and he was a great strength and conditioning coach. My wife got orders to Japan from Fort Leonard Wood, and everything came crashing down. And I was like, holy crap, now I got to go to Japan and run the gym from Japan. And remember the idea when I had a gym in another country, I'm not a gym, but a spa, I was like, this is not going to work out well, right? Because you can hire a good manager, which I did. Courtney Olson, shout out to her. She took care of the gym. She did phenomenal. She was like a go-getter. And we did great, man. I sold that gym after, when I was in Japan for about a year and a half, when I was with you over there. Right. I sold it to my strength and conditioning coach, Todd Angel, and his wife. And man, it was the best thing I did, because I never looked back after that, you know? So when we went to Japan, I started a contract with MCCS, partnered up with my instructor in Hiroshima. We put our logo, CXPJJ, and an academy together in Hiroshima. And it was a beautiful sight to see, man, to see your name, CXMMA in English, Enrique Watson, in some Japanese building, next to a 7-Eleven, in the middle of Hiroshima. There's no military close to it. It's like the closest one is Iwakuni, right? So it's just beautiful, man. And that's what gave me the kind of drive to keep going. We got orders here a year ago. And as soon as I landed, a good buddy of mine that was running one of our affiliates, CXPJJ in Cedar Point, wasn't doing so good in the business. So when I came in, I was like, hey, come on, let's do this. And we opened CXPJJ Swansboro, which is in between Cedar Point and Lejeune. Okay. And man, the first day we opened the doors, I think we had about 60 members that came in and signed up just because we did the grand opening. A lot of Marines, a lot of my students from Japan And this is the smallest gym we have. This is only like 1,700 square foot. It's all mats. We don't have any weights or anything. We got mats, some tie bags. So it's doing great, man. My buddy and mentor, James Wright, has martial arts and more in Jacksonville, which is about 30 miles from here, 27 miles from here.
Right.
Even. And when I first came in, he got me under contract to go teach over there for a year, So I was teaching, I think, 4 classes a week. So we put our logo over there, and he's a head instructor in the competition style Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, representing CXBJJ in his own school. So he's got a phenomenal team with Nate, Chino, all those guys in there running their own program. But we also have, if you go to our website, CXBJJ Jacksonville, his head instructor is James Wright over there, and he's a entrepreneur, a great mentor. Every one of us should have a mentor. We have, and when you have a mentor, don't go for a mentor that is good at everything. Got it? Sure is. Once I opened that gym, it made me realize that I have a stable of fighters that need to showcase their skills. So we started a company called CXMMA International, which shows MMA. So I would bring my guys to fight other guys, and we made a business with that. Then I opened all the other schools, and it just kept growing. Now we have a clothing line called CXBJJ Power Brand. So anything that's got to deal with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gis, T-shirts, hoodies, shorts, rash guards, we make it all. So if you want a gi, anything, just hit us up at cxmmainternational.com, and you can see the online store and everything right there, man. It comes right here from Swansboro, North Carolina. The events that we got coming up too, because we also started a company called CXBJJ Tournament Series. We did 2 tournaments in Japan. We did the Iwakuni International last year with over 400 competitors in Japan. Dang. And then we got the US. We got the US National coming up on September 19th here in Jacksonville, North Carolina. So there's a CXBJJ US National tournament. We already have, even though through COVID everything is stopped, we already have over 118 registered to compete. But we're still under restrictions. So as soon as that opens up, man, I think it's going to be one of the biggest tournaments here in the Eastern North Carolina. So I'm excited about that.